in conclusion, this woman who worked for the after school program, she's telling me like, oh, when she signed up to work for them at the school, she said, oh, I put down that I was into sports and everything, so I don't understand why they didn't make me the coach in the first place. And I'm like, well, I'm just listening to her. And I'm like, and it wound up being like this thing where she turned it into this kind of heated debate. And one of the senior, more after school program employees who've been there like for multiple years, he stepped in and said, "Hey, y'all, we don't need to be having this kind of discussion right here, in front of the kids and everything like that. This is not, and mind you, the way I was at that time, the way I was feeling, the only reason why I kind of like paused and stopped was because of knowing him, like, from past years and stuff. And, he's a cool guy and stuff like that. And if it wasn't for that, I probably would have, like, went the hell off on him because, first of all, it really didn't have anything to do with you and stuff, to be truthfully honest. This was between me and her. And basically, it was kind of a heated discussion, but it didn't really get that out of hand. It was just a thing of, we were just going back with words, and I was just, expressing my disdain for, like, how she was, like, talking to me in some authoritative manner or everything and stuff. Well, it boils over to where, like, eventually I was like, I was out of town for the weekend. I was with my brother. And, whereas I was supposed to be, like, just, kind of kicking back, relaxing, enjoying time with family, went with him to go down to where we're all from, originally in Long Beach, see my sisters and cousins and everything. That stuff was on my mind, like, the whole weekend, like, everything. And I finally came to the conclusion of making a decision. I was like, I didn't want to deal with this if this was how this mess was going to go. Because I kind of felt like, the director, which I'm not trying to be one of those race baiting, fanning the flames of racism type people, but she was a white woman. And from the previous year and things, the way things went then, and she was still the director then, and she's the director now, started thinking like, something's going on here where, how are these people thinking that they have the right to come at me like this and approach me and say the things they're saying so boldly, unless they feel emboldened for some reason? Something just seemed like kind of not right. So I made the decision to tell one of the best guys on our team that I wasn't coming back. And, showed up, like I said, at the school once I got back over the weekend from being gone out of town. And the guys on the team said, "Hey, coach, are you coaching us or whatever?" I said, "No, I'm trying to," they knew about the things that she was saying, how she was acting, because, she was like, all of a sudden, like, holding these abrupt, like, meetings at times out of nowhere. And she was basically like really lambasting the team with, derogatory type statements and everything. Just, like she held some kind of grudge towards certain guys that were on the team, and she was just saying, "Oh, you're not going to play." You had guys who, one time she just said that, didn't talk to me about it at all. She just told them that, not the director, but this woman who was coming at me, who was just a after school program employee, just telling the guys like, "Oh, well, since you said this to me, or you didn't do this, or blah blah blah, you're not playing this week." And nothing was talked over with me, whatever. Next thing I know, we're showing for games, guys are not there. And I'm like, "What happened to you?" Well, Miss So-and-so said that I couldn't come. It was like, what the hell's going, wait a minute. She just says what she said. I'm the coach, and she just says what she says, and you guys just react like that, and just, it was like, so, the guys all said, "Hey, well, if you ain't coaching Coach Green, we're not playing." She comes up to me a little bit later when I showed back up at the school. She comes up to me. She says, "Hey, coach, can I speak to you for a minute?" I said, no, you can't. Just as simple as that. I said, no, I don't want to talk. She said, oh, okay, and she walked off. She comes back, maybe about 10, 15 minutes later, and she says, you know what? She said, Coach, I don't know what this is all about and everything. And I'm like, you don't know what this is all about? What the hell are you talking? And she knows damn well what the hell this is all about. And she said, yeah, but, we're not going to, and I can't stand that when somebody says, I'm telling you honestly, I can't stand that when somebody says, when you hear people make statements saying, what you're not going to do is, I'm going to do what the fuck I want to, and if you stop me if you want to. I can't stand when people, oh, well, what we're not going to do, or what I'm not going to let you do, or this and that, or whatever. So she made this statement saying, oh, but we're not going to have this, and she starts flailing her hands, and her hands just like this went by my face, and I stepped back and I said, if you hit me or something, I will, I basically let her know, like, let's put it like this. I let her know that if you hit me, even if accidentally, because I don't know why she's going like, she was off to the right side of me. And she starts flailing her hands, and her hands came my face like, and I was like, if you actually, man, no. Because first of all, I talked to you nicely. I told you I did not want to talk to you before. She's going to come back to me again, like in a sense, she's going to like insist and demand that I do talk to her about what she, and then stuff. No. Well, based upon what I had said to her, letting her know, there's going to be repercussions if you accidentally hit me with your BS. The after school director basically told me, like, I had to, she needed me to go outside of the school at that time. The woman puts her hands on the radio that was on her hip, and she put her hands on the hip on the radio, and then she's like directing me to go outside with the other hand. She put her hand on the radio as though she had a gun. It wasn't a gun, of course, but it was like, what the hell? And one of my and my best friend, he was there at the time, and he said the thing about it was, like, after the situation happened, he said one thing I noticed was that she didn't even talk to you. He said she didn't, she didn't talk to you. She didn't, try to get your side of the story or anything like that. She's just telling you to go outside the building. He said, and you've been there for years as a parent, as a coach. She knows who you are. But in this instance, this woman who just came here that year, she's treating me as though I was nothing, like I was nobody. But the whole thing about it is, oh man, it's deep. Do you know from that incident the police wanted to come into my house? To see a cop show at my house, and then another cop standing on to the side, and I looked at him, and it's like his hand was towards his gun, and I'm looking like, what the hell's going on? And the guy who's at the door, he's talking to me, talking about, oh yeah, did you do this and that at the school last week? And I'm like, yeah, because it was like, I forgot how many days went by, about 5 days, I think. And I said, yeah, he said, yeah, well, we're just here because we got a report about what had happened. And he paused, he stopped himself. I don't know what this woman told him, but whatever she told him was something that he felt, himself, the police officer, was something kind of inappropriate. Because he said, because he was asking me about the situation, I was explaining it to him. He was like, oh, okay, so you've been up at the school for a while and you donated your time and everything. He said, so people up there know you know. I said, yeah. He said, oh, okay. He said, yeah, because, she had reported to us that you were some big black, and then he stopped. And he didn't say anything else. And I'm like, what the hell? This big black, what the hell was he's going to say? And then once he kind of relaxed, the other cop who was on to the side of where the building where I stay at, he kind of relaxed too. I'm like, there's no telling what this woman told, and I'm talking about the athletic director, the white woman athletic director. There's no telling what she told him, but the way that they were acting just over an incident that involved words, it was something on a level of to make them be cautious of me. But yeah, but the thing about being a coach, man, nowadays, and it's not like how it was back in the day. It's like you used to have respect, used to have authority. Now you're just a person filling a role at these schools nowadays, and you know, Ed Reed, like I said, I understand and feel his compassion, because that's why I was at the school. I was really wanted to give back. I was a former scholar athlete, and I wanted to just give back and be there for the kids, and but they, a lot of these institutions, they really don't care. They really don't care, and they don't care about the kids. And I was trying to do different things, get different things for the teams, sports teams and stuff, and they didn't appreciate it. They didn't respect what I was trying to do. It was different situations where money could have been put into a lot of the sports teams at the schools and stuff like that. But they'd be allocating the money to go other places. That when you really sum it up, it'd be like, it'd be better to put the money where for the sports teams and what you guys doing. But it depends on the school itself, who's running it, what they want, what they think is important, and everything. And unfortunately, sad thing, like in the case of Ed Reed, things that even Deion Sanders explained being Jackson, especially like, and it hurts you even more because like when you're dealing with our people, man, no matter what it is, it's always like a lot of makeshift type of stuff that goes on that they just tell you to deal with it. Don't ask for no more than what we're affording you. It doesn't matter if you do see us like misappropriating funds. It doesn't matter if you do see us having favoritism towards one entity over another or whatever. Just shut up, do your job, and take the money that we giving you and all the amenities that we have afforded you, and just deal with it the best way you can. That's just how they do it, man. That's just how they do it. And it's sad. So, that's why, people that's real understand why Deion Sanders left Jackson and Mississippi and went to Colorado. I mean, from a human being perspective, wouldn't you prefer to go somewhere where you're more respected? Go somewhere where you're afforded more authority to just do your job without, a lot of BS. Fanning the flames of racism and, just trying to make these racist talking points just because you don't get your way, or the things that people don't do what you want and stuff, that's BS too, when everybody knows what the truth is. So I'm like, yo, man, Ed Reed, I mean, you shouldn't even beg this. I'm not saying you begging. I take that back. But I know it was said that he wants to go back there and stuff. They're not even worth you going there, giving your expertise and whatever. Go somewhere else, man. Go somewhere else where you really appreciate it and respect it. You was a great safety when you played in the NFL. You're a Hall of Famer. No, those dudes don't deserve you. Sorry for the kids. The school, the one that messed that up for y'all. So you can't blame the coach. It's the school. Peace.